Storytime with the Twinks. I'm Mason. And I'm Madison. Today we'll be reading Mama Across the Sea by Godard. Adapted from the French by George Wendt. It was almost noon. The tin roof Cecile sat on was burning hot, but she didn't care. She was waiting for her mother. Suddenly, she saw a tiny speck on the horizon. The speck was moving slowly toward the shore in a trail of white foam. "Mama!" cried Cecile. There's little Cecile sitting on top of the building. But it was only Giles coming back from a day's fishing. Once on shore, everyone swarmed around Giles' boat to get a pound of his catch of catfish and parrotfish. The horizon was now empty. Mama wouldn't be coming today. Cecile would wait again today. Tomorrow. Sorry, she just woke up from a nap. And that's the boat, Giles' boat. When Cecile heard her grandma's voice, she tried to sneak down from the roof, but Grandma was there, waiting for her. "Heavens, Cecile," Grandma scolded. "How many times have I told you that girls shouldn't be climbing trees, let alone roofs? What would I tell your mother if you got hurt?" Cecile lowered her head. Grandma sighed loudly. "Go and get Grandpa. Lunch is ready," she said. Was Grandma and Cecile trying to sneak down? Grandpa was repairing his fish net in the shade of an almond tree. "Grandma sent me to get you," Cecile said. Grandpa murmured without looking up. Cecile sat down to wait for Grandpa to finish. She listened to the sea as it gently clicked and clacked, with the sound of shells and pebbles knocking against each other. Suddenly, Cecile had an idea. She would draw a picture and send it to her mother, a picture that would make her mother want to come home. She'd glue on shells and sand from the beach at Port Royal. The sand there was pink and was very, very fine. She wanted to run to Port Royal beach right then, but Grandma was waiting. So her waiting for her grandfather to be finished. After lunch, Grandma and Cecile spent the afternoon papering the walls of the house with colorful pictures cut out of catalogs. When they finished, they stood by the table admiring how pretty the room looked. Suddenly, Grandma lifted the corner of the pink tablecloth and pulled out an envelope. "Cecile, can you read this letter for me?" she asked. Neither Grandma nor Grandpa knew how to read. To help out their parents, they both had to start working when they were very young, so they didn't go to school. "It's a letter from Social Security," Cecile said. "They want to see you." "Thank you," her grandma said. "I'll go into town tomorrow morning." Picture of Cecile reading the letter with her grandma. As soon as Grandma left the next morning, Cecile took the path across the swamp to get to Port Royal. Quickly, she ran along the beach, picking out the most beautiful shells and the best pink sand. Still at Port Royal. Very pretty beach. When she got home, Cecile took out a sheet of drawing paper and her colored pencils. What would she draw for Mama? She drew a turtle dove in the sky, then erased it. It was hard to make a picture for Mama. She had been away a long time. Did Mama still like the same things? I'll draw the sky, Cecile decided. Mama really needs a blue sky because where Mama lives, the sky is always gray. Cecile drew a blue sky and a wooden shack with a wavy tin roof. In the background, she drew the Geyser tree with lots of leaves. Where Mama lives now, trees lose their leaves when it gets cold. Grandpa says it's very cold there. Cecile imagined people walking around inside a refrigerator, and she drew a big yellow sun. Then, all around her picture, Cecile glued on shells, conch shells, zebra-striped shells, iridescent shells shaped like butterflies, and finally she glued sand to her picture. When Mama sees the sand, she'll want to come home, thought Cecile. This is Cecile in the window. She's working to finish her picture for her mom. Grandma wasn't happy when she got back from town that evening. She had to pay 2 people to sign for her so she could cash her pension check. Cecile didn't like to see her grandma unhappy, so she decided to teach her how to write. She got out an old school notebook and wrote A, B, C. Then she took Grandma's hand in hers, and just like her teacher had done with her, guided her Grandma's hand to make the letters. Suddenly, Grandma burst out laughing. My letters look like chicken scratches, she said. Cecile smiled and hugged her. Grandma laughing, Cecile over her shoulder. The next morning, a letter arrived from Cecile from her mama. April 14th. Dear Cecile, how are you? Everything is fine with me. I've just found a good job, but I do not get any days off for a long time, so I won't be coming to see you this year. I miss you. Hug and kiss everyone for me. All my love, your mama across the sea. Cecile is crying because she doesn't get to see her mom for a long time. Cecile was so unhappy. She would have to wait another year to see her mother. Slowly, Cecile wandered over to the beach. There were a lot of people gathered around Rasik, listening to him play his flute. Rasik made his flute sing with a deep, soulful sound, like the cooing of a turtle dove. It made Cecile feel not so sad anymore. Rasik smiled at Cecile. A story? He asked. Cecile nodded. It was dusk, began Rasik. 2 brothers were on their way home after a long day's fishing, their stomachs as empty as their boats. What kind of life is this? Said the younger brother in disgust. Days on end tossing Glenn's old boat and not a single fish. True, said his older brother. Remember last month? Just as we were ready to give up, our empty nets filled up with more fish than our boat could hold. Just be patient, a little something in your stomach, and you'll be thinking about taking the boat out tomorrow. So, the guy playing the flute, and everyone gathered around him, listening, and Cecile walks over. Sad. As the Hunger brothers debated how to make the best fish stew, they suddenly heard a laugh ricochet off the water. Ha! What's that? Asked the younger brother. It's just your stomach growling, said the older brother. Ha! 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 And that? The younger brother cried. Only the wind whips and snaps like that, replied his brother, but there wasn't even the slightest breeze in the air. Like the boat on the water, a very pretty picture. When the same laugh rolled over the sea for the third time, the two brothers saw a beautiful woman with long black hair riding toward them over the waves on the sea turtle. "Oh, my dear fisherman," she called out to them in a sweet voice, "look what I have for you." Suddenly, before their eyes, the dark belly of the sea lit up like the sun. "Come with me and I will fill your boat with gold," said the woman softly. "You will never have to wait for fish again." Through the luminous light, the older brothers saw silvery fins where the woman's leg should have been. No. Just have to turn off. Them and there's the light in the ocean, the lady, brothers in the boat. "Don't listen to her, brother. Don't dive," cried the older one. "She's a siren." But it was too late. His brother had already jumped into the water. "Ha ha ha," chuckled the siren, flipping her fins before disappearing into the sea. Rasik the storyteller picked up his flute and continued. Day after day, night after night, the fisherman searched for his brother, but it was in vain, and Rasik began to play the deep, soulful tune on his flute again. So you can see the tail of the siren going to the water, and him looking down after his brother. That night, Cecile thought about Rasik's story. A very long time ago, Cecile's father had gone out to sea, and he never came back. Every day, Mom went to the beach and waited for him to return, but he never did. Then Mama had gone away too. Cecile thought about the younger brother in Rasik's story. He was tired of waiting, just like her. Then she thought of the older brother. She was like the older brother too. Deep down in her heart, Cecile knew she would always hope for Mama to come back. Cecile looking at the windows, thinking of different aspects of her life, how she's like the little brother and the older brother. In the morning, Cecile continued to go to the beach to look for Mama's ship. In the afternoon, she and Grandma decorated the bedroom with cutouts from catalogs while Grandpa mended the nets. At night, Cecile helped Grandma practice riding. And then one morning, June 12th, Dear Cecile, how happy I was to receive your picture. The shells in the sand remind me of walking on Point Royale Beach with you. I miss you so much that I have made arrangements for you to spend your school vacation here with me. I have so many things to tell you. I'll be waiting for you on the landing. See you soon. All my love, your Mama, across the sea. This little Cecile and the mailman. She's getting the letter. Cecile could hardly contain her excitement. The day before her departure, she tried to sit patiently as Grandma combed her hair. Then Grandma helped her pack her suitcase. Cecile was ready to go. With Cecile and her grandmother, she's getting her hair done. The next day, Cecile was up with the roosters. She hadn't slept all night. This ship, I guess she's going to be getting on. It's the busy street. Grandma hugged Cecile close to her chest. Come home soon, Grandma whispered into Cecile's ear. Wait for me, said Cecile. I'll be back. And maybe one day, Mama will be back too. Grandma hugging Cecile, saying whiskey goodbye. But for now, Cecile is ready to sail to her mother across the sea. Another very pretty picture, and it's the boat sailing away. And that was Mama Across the Sea. The end. And hope you enjoyed, and join us next time for The Merchant Enticed by the Pearl of Great Price by Mary Jocelyn and Milo So. Bye.